So welcome back to Cool Graphics. If you're new here, kindly join this noble community. Alright, so someone sent me this concerning the glow behind this guy. Okay, and this whole design, I think it's made by Stanley Designs, but I don't know whether this glow effect behind him was made by AI or something else, because if I look at this, you can see we have a similar one right here. Okay, but whether it's AI or not, you can achieve something like that in Photoshop. Okay, and that's what we are going to do in here. So kindly get yourself a square canvas in here. Let's come here, click and choose solid color. Let's pick black. Okay, click OK. So now let's grab the ellipse tool. Okay, hit U on the keyboard, whatever tool that gets selected, right click and choose ellipse tool. All right, let's create an ellipse. So something like this is not bad. Okay, all right, so whatever color that fills this thing up, don't worry, let's go to window and properties. Okay, down here you make sure properties is checked, it will open up over here. Okay, click this fill and then you will see gradient over here. Click gradient and click this thing, this will pop up. Okay, so drop the basics, click foreground to background, and then click here, click and then copy this code and then click here, okay. Now let's go to FX, blending options, and let's add outer glow. Okay, so for this, let's pick this color. All right, and for the size, let's send it to the max. Okay, and for the opacity, we can bring it down a little. Okay, so we can drop this and change to screen. Okay, we might come back and change it, but don't worry, for now let's keep this. Okay, click OK from here. All right, now let's double click on the thumbnail of this ellipse. Okay, so double click, and when this guy pops up, just click at the center of this and drag up. Okay, all right, so this is before and after we pushed it up a little. Now let's create a new solid color. Okay, but this time let's make it white, and the HSB over here, let's make the B 50%. Okay, we will get, this guy. Click OK, and let's go to filter, and we can convert this guy to smart filter so that we can make changes later on. Okay, and before we go back to the filter gallery, let's change the foreground to black. Okay, all right, now let's go back to the filter and filter gallery. So we are picking halftone. Okay, and we can find it under sketch, so we drop sketch, halftone pattern. Okay, and the size, make it to contrast 5, and the pattern type, choose circle. Okay, now click OK. As a graphic designer, you've come across motion flyers. If not, this is what I mean. So what you are seeing right here were static flyers brought to life in Adobe After Effects, and I'm sure you want to know more about this. Hi there, I'm Emmanuel, and welcome to the ultimate flyer animation crash course with Cool Graphics, from 2D to 3D flyer animation in Adobe After Effects. Alright, so this is what we got, and let's change the blend mode to overlay like this. So now let me just scale this guy up. Okay, so duplicate the halftone. Okay, Control J to duplicate, and we can hide the duplicate. Select the original, right click, and then choose create clipping mask to put it inside the ellipse. Okay, so let's lower the fill to 40 or 41. That's cool. Okay, now hit Control L on the keyboard for the levels. You can push this guy closer and maybe push this guy a little. All right, now let's bring back this guy. Okay, select the layer and then hold Control on the keyboard and click on the thumbnail of the ellipse. Okay, hold Control, click, you make a selection around it. Now with this duplicate selected, let's add layer mask. So if you add the layer mask and you realize that the outside of the ellipse or the selection disappeared, undo that, Control Z, go to select and then inverse. Now we are good to click the layer mask, so the middle one will just disappear, leaving the outside. So this one is the outside lines, and then this one is the inner one. Okay. All right, so with the top one selected, we can lower the flow, but about, let's bring it to, let's say 80, 85, somewhere like that. Okay, now let's add new layer and then change the blend mode to linear dodge. Now let's grab the brush. So hit B on the keyboard or just grab the brush too. Okay, so for the foreground color, we can pick this color. All right, and let's add glows. Okay, so when you click once, you see we are brightening it up like that. Okay, this is what we might want. Okay, so this is cool. So let's grab the ellipse tool and create an ellipse from the center of this. Okay, somewhere here we can just drop it here. With this one, in the properties, let's take away the fill and set a stroke color. Okay, so the stroke, let's pick this color right here and come and lower the fill to 20, 29, somewhere. All right, so I think we got this. Okay, and right now we need noise on this, so we can add a new solid color, maybe bring it here. For the blues, let's make it 50, and we can go filter gallery, convert this to smart object, and this time around we are not choosing this. Okay, we want noise, so we'll come to texture and then pick grain. Okay, so let's pick grain. So the intensity 40 and then contrast 50. Okay, so grain type, you can choose regular, maybe soft. Okay, good. So let's change the blend mode and find out. So this, the overlay is cool. Okay, overlay is cool. Just we got some grains in there like that. So aside that, we can add ellipse on top of this. So create another ellipse and then small ellipse. Okay, like that. Can duplicate, and I have you guys these vector shapes. Okay, so we are going to choose this one and bring it in Photoshop, and I will decrease it. Okay, very small, make it small. So let me place it here and then go to FX. Okay, and blending options. So I'll change the color overlay to white. No, not white, probably this. Okay, click OK, and now I can just place it here and make it smaller. All right, duplicate one here. All right, so don't be scared. All those who are here already, they know where to get this image. If you're new here, check the video's description for the link to this image. Okay, so let's add exposure and then clip it. Now let's decrease the exposure and then the gamma correction. Okay, let's bring it down a little. All right, so that was it, and let's grab the brush. Okay, and let's make sure foreground is black because we didn't invert. So with this, let's just brush over the edges. Okay, let's brighten the edges like that. and then zoom in and brighten the temple and the cheeks. So this image didn't have a better spotlight or highlights on the cheeks, that's why, so it will look weird, don't worry. So this guy is looking like, maybe, you know, in Africa, if you graduate, you know, they will be throwing powder at you, white powder at you everywhere. Okay, so he's looking like a graduated graduates. Is that, well, graduates. Let's add exposure again and clip it. Okay, this time let's increase the exposure, bring the gamma correction down, and Control I invert. If we invert, we are using foreground white. Okay, so we are just so let's temple up. Anyway, let's lower the flow to, I have 10, and let's brighten the nose and somewhere here, you know, maybe the mustache. So that was cool. All right, now let's create a new layer, change it to linear dodge, and then right click, create clipping mask, grab the brush. Okay, and you can increase the size, so pick a color like this. Okay, and increase the flow to about 60, and then that is cool. Okay, so after this you can simply add stars in the background, not stars, but you know, maybe dust particles, but you use gray so that they will look like stars. All right, or add noise on top of this to have more retro feel. All right, so we are done here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, kindly like, subscribe. If you're new here, this is Cool Graphics with a Design Chef. I'm out. Peace.